Welcome to my Facebook page. My name is James Doyle. Vote for me for the mayor of the Village of Manhattan, April 9th, 2013. Make sure you hit the like button. I have important information to share with you. Hi, my name's James Doyle. I'm running for mayor. My family's lived here for generations. My great-grandparents, my grandparents, my parents, myself and my siblings. I have a daughter and a granddaughter. Her family lives here now. There's newer people in town that we all welcome into town. I have a lot of new friends, and I want to make this a family-friendly town that needs to prosper and grow. We have to grow together. We have to do it together. We have to work to stabilize the businesses we have in town. We have to support them. We also have to come up with incentives to bring in new business so as we grow, our tax base gets stabilized. The high taxes are driving people out of town, and it's hard for our kids to live here and our seniors. I would like to make it easier for all of us, and I would do that as mayor, work for everyone to get this done. So please, on April 9th, I would appreciate your vote. As a trustee, I voted no on the 1% sales tax, the gasoline tax, the electric tax, the communication tax, and the natural gas tax. I also voted no on the administrative salary raises because I think they're too high. The taxes were a detriment to the homeowners and to the businesses. They added more taxes onto them. I took my own bills in, I had them run through the formula with the finance director, and it raised my taxes $200 a year. That's not to mention the tax deduction I lost when they lowered our property tax minimum, which has now increased back. The rate is back up because of the low assessments. So we really didn't gain anything. The administrative costs, we have 4 administrators. We have an administrator, we have a building commissioner, we have a finance director, and we have a planner. We don't need 4 at this time. The administrator makes over $144,000 a year plus benefits. I could cut that person's position out and still run the town. I've done it before. I have the experience to do it. I can cut another one of the positions out that we don't need, and we can save up to $200,000 or more on benefits and salaries. Once we grow, as this town gets bigger, if we need the positions again, we can reinstate them. But at this time, we do not need them. And before we tax the people, we need to make every cut we can in the budget before we tax them. Over the past 8 years, the current mayor and administrator have put high expectations on business coming in town. They want facades to look fantastic. They drew, as an example, they drew Walgreens out of town. They wanted the facade to be more than what they wanted to do. It added the price up to $100,000 to $200,000 more onto the price. It drove them out. The developer couldn't build it because Walgreens couldn't afford the rent. The bank wouldn't give him the loan unless they could pay the rent. Walgreens said they drove him out of town because it was too much money. Then we have the current strip mall out there by the cemetery, CD Liquors. That strip mall's been vacant for 8 years. When the builder went to build that strip mall, he had leases lined up to come in there. They put so many regulations on him building that and stopped him so many times that he lost all the leases, and now that building has been vacant for 8 years. We need to make it easier for businesses to come into town, although making the businesses safe for the fire department going in if there's a fire or the people. But we need to make the regulations so people can do it and make it easier for them. As mayor, I instituted home rule, which brought in more impact fees to the school district. They ended up with 2 instead of 1 by state statute. I brought an impact fee for the fire department, the library, and the village, which gave us money for our capital funds to build buildings and to keep the burden off the taxpayers. That was all financed by the developers. Also, we lowered the tax rate every year without raising any utility taxes at all. So we were able to lower the rates. We had a deficit in our water fund when I got into the office, but now it was lowered. And when I left office as mayor, we had a $450,000 surplus without raising anybody's taxes. I also had Lincoln Energy built out, the peaker stations out in the country. It's in the industrial park that we established. And we rebated the village portion of the taxes, but they pay over $100,000 in the deal, which is more than what the taxes would be, and offset some of our tax burden. As trustee, I was in on the Enbridge negotiations. I made the suggestion that the fire department get $500,000 for a fire truck because they need to be able to fight tanker fires and have the equipment to do it. Also in that agreement was put that they need training on fighting these, and I was instrumental in helping get that done. I was a volunteer fireman for 20 years. I realize how important that is, and having fought refinery fires in the past, I know it's important to have our firemen well trained. Also, I upgraded and doubled the capacity of the sewer plant, which was all financed by developments coming in. Currently, with the economy the way it is, we are now paying that some of the tax burden ourselves, but the plant was obsolete. It needed to be redone. We got the majority of it paid for by developments. My community service and involvement is as follows. From 2007 to present, I've been a village trustee. I voted against high taxes and against the high administrative costs. From 1993 until 2005, I served as mayor. And I helped bring in money and grant money to keep people's taxes down. We lowered the tax rate all those years. And then I was also 6 years on the Planning Commission, 2 years as chairman. I was 6 years on the Park Board and helped institute the programs that you currently have today, which they built upon the ones that we started. I also was a basketball coach at St. Joe's for 11 years, St. Joe's Grade School. And I coached girls softball for 10 years for the Manhattan Baseball Association. And then I started coaching again just recently at the Manhattan Junior High. For the last 3 years, I volunteered my services to the school. I was also a volunteer fireman for 20 years with the community. I was an EMTI, emergency medical technician, intermediate. I was a hazmat 1 and a firefighter 2. And I was parish council president for 2 years at St. Joe's. I will do everything in my power to bring grants into this town. I will go to Springfield, I will lobby for it, I will look for it everywhere. I took a grant writing class at JUCO, so I do have some idea on how to do it. I've done it in Springfield in the past. I've gone to Springfield lobby, I've brought money home. So I will go down there again and spend the time to do it for Manhattan. Your issues and concerns are important to me. Feel free to contact me at 815-478-3705 or James Doyle at crossonline.com if you have any questions or concerns that I can answer. Thank you once again for your support.